Hello, everybody. Today we're going to talk about what I would do if I was the general manager of the Philadelphia Eagles for the 2019 NFL Draft. Now with the 25th pick in the NFL Draft, I'm going to use it to select a defensive lineman. Now I have it down to 3 people: Christian Wilkes, Dexter Lawrence, and Jeffrey Simmons. Now all 3 have a really good case to go in the first round. All 3 have a really good case for me to pick them. Well, I'm going to take Jeffrey Simmons out of them all. The reason why Simmons is on the board here is because he had torn ACL. Does that mean he'll be able to play immediately? Probably not. He might not even be able to play this season. But the talent is there. He looks like he can be a perennial Pro Bowler, maybe an All-Pro, maybe a Defensive Player of the Year. But with what he looks like is a good football player, which is what you want in the NFL Draft. He could fall to the second round perhaps because of the ACL injury, which I fully get. Usually when you take a first-round pick, you want to play immediately. But the Eagles are different. They have talent on the defensive line. Taking Simmons wouldn't really be the immediate thing. Even though they lost Michael Bennett, you can afford to wait a year on a really good young player, which is what I think Simmons is. Now it's time to address the spot on the field that got injured last year. You need depth at corner. So I am going to take this guy out of Notre Dame called Julian Love. Now, Love maybe isn't the best cornerback in this draft, which is why I had to take him in the second round. I don't think many cornerbacks are going to fall here. Love is right around late second round, early third round. He's good at mirroring the wide receiver with his footwork, hands. He has some breakups, but overall, he's not the big flashy guy, but he's depth. The Eagles need to address other positions too, but you need a cornerback with depth. He can play in the NFL. He won't be a star, but he can at least hold his own, which is what you need in a second-round pick in year 1. What should the Eagles do with the rest of their draft? Well, preferably, I'd like to see them address the pass rusher still. Jeffrey Simmons won't be able to play right away. I think you need to get a pass rusher that can at least fill in if an injury were to happen. Another position, I'd like to see them address just some offensive line. You can never have too much offensive line depth, and with the Eagles and Carson Wentz's injury history, I think it's very well needed. And maybe in the 6th, 7th round, you take a quarterback. And the reason why I say you wait till the 6th or 7th, you don't really know who your backup is. You may think you do, but you really don't. They didn't sign anyone, and they still have some guys on their roster that fortunately I've forgotten their names. But they have guys who were on the practice squad and all of that who were backing up Nick Foles last year. The question is, do you really want those guys to be the backup heading into the playoffs with Carson Wentz if you were to happily get injured? I personally wouldn't. Maybe you go a little higher with the quarterback, but 6th, 7th, maybe a 5th round pick, just fine in there. Maybe you can find a hidden gem. Next up, you just need to find some special teams talent. Probably a wide receiver in the later rounds. Maybe Boykin out of Notre Dame in the 4th round. He'd be a good addition in my opinion. Overall, though, this Eagles team has a lot of talent. They just had a lot of injuries last year. I wouldn't be surprised if they trade back a couple times in draft. They can afford to do so.